AI, you either love it or you hate it. For some people, AI has changed their lives. For others, they're like, oh, it's like the bane of their existence. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can use AI in a way to improve your own personal life, how you can use it for your health, for your wealth, for everything in between. So stay tuned. You definitely want to stick around for this one. Hi, my name is Linda Sunshine West. I'm the founder at Action Takers Publishing. One of the things that we love to do is showcase our authors, like what they're up to, not necessarily about their books or what have you, but about who they are, what they're all about, and how they can help you. We are going to be talking about AI today, which is actually one of my favorite topics nowadays because, oh my gosh, I use it all the time, every single day. And you can follow us at Action Takers Publishing. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. With us today, we have one of our authors in this book right here, Passion, Purpose, and Possibilities. You can get your copy of the book and free gifts by going to actiontakerspublishing.com/passion. Again, that's actiontakerspublishing.com/passion. There's a lot of great stories in this book, so make sure you head out and get your copy of that book today. So with that said, I want to introduce our guest today, Dr. Flory Stefanescu. I want to have you just introduce yourself to everybody a little bit about who you are and what you're all about.
Hi, I'm Dr. Flory Stefanescu. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Oriental medicine, and I am also an AI artist and branding specialist.
So how did you get into the AI work? I want to talk about your the acupuncture too, but I want to first, we're going to start with AI work. How did you get into that, and how long have you been doing it? Because AI has been around a lot longer than I think a lot of people think, and so I'm just wondering how you got into it.
I didn't know anything about AI until about 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
So for about 10 years, I was pretty ill, dealing with stomach cancer and PTSD. And whatever I tried helped, but a little bit. Even though I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Oriental medicine, when you're the one suffering, it seems like you forget everything you know. So I was just suffering and in pain, both physical and mental, for many years. And about 1.5 years ago, I saw a program from Tony Robbins saying, take your life in your hands. And it really resonated. And I signed up for his mastermind. It was Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. And that was the first time I was exposed to AI. It was a form of ChatGPT where it was helping you create courses and things like that. And I realized I didn't really want to do that. And I started exploring it a little more. And then back in October of last year, I saw on Facebook some incredibly beautiful images created by a friend of mine, Sarah Chevalier. And I said, my gosh, I would really love to learn how you did these images. So she introduced me to Secret AI Society, where I started learning how to use AI to create images first, just plain putting out my heart and soul into these images. And I realized that it was so fulfilling and it was so cathartic to create these images and to share them with people I've never met on LinkedIn and on Facebook. So I dedicated myself for the following 6 months to learning how to use this to create a new business. I was a graphic designer some 40 years ago. But it was the time where you did everything by hand. You created the letters by hand and then paint them on buildings or on doors and things like that. So I took all that, to all those tools and all that skills, and applied it to a new graphic design business aided by AI. So now I offer branding and photo shoots and for mostly for the providers that I understand what they're going through. I cannot practice anymore because of my health, but I can provide the service to those who are in the place where I was many years ago when I had my own clinic and I had to wear all those hats. It's very difficult when you're dedicating your life to serving people and to treating patients to also be a good marketer and create a good image for your business and market it. So this is what I offer for my colleagues and providers.
That's cool. So it's kind of come full circle because you're not able to do the work, but you found something else to supplement in the interim there, and using AI as that tool. What I love about it is like it's constantly changing, right? It's like you said you took 6 months to learn it, but during that 6 months, how many times did it change, right? That you had to just keep up leveling. So I have a question related to that. Just right there is, if somebody's just now getting started, are they starting too late? What's your thought on that?
Absolutely not. There is a saying, the best time to start was yesterday and the second best time is today. So it's never too late. As long as you're curious, as long as you want to learn how to use AI to better your everyday life, you can start right now. And it's so simple. It's so simple. I talk to ChatGPT every day like I'm talking to a colleague or a friend or a consultant. ChatGPT can wear many hats and write an email for you or help you respond to or make a comment on a post on Facebook, or solve a situation that you don't really know how to solve. I mean, it's so helpful. But what I use it a lot for is to help people get in touch with their emotions. I created this, it's called a custom GPT, where you have a discussion, a guided discussion with a chat GPT, where it guides you on getting in touch with your emotions, putting a color to your emotions, a texture, a shape, maybe a bird or an animal, an environment, maybe you're in the forest or on the moon. And then at the end of this, it gathers all that information that you've given it and create a prompt, which is a direction, a set of guiding directions for a program to create an image. It can create that image right there for you, and it shows you how your emotions come to life. Or you can take that prompt and put it in another program that I use, Midjourney, for creating images, which is specifically made for images. And you put that prompt in there and you are amazed at the beauty of your feelings coming to life.
That's cool. I love that idea, just because some of us, like me, I'm not an artistic type of person. So for me, when things come to life, so to speak, they come to life in words, not in pictures. And so to have something to be able to take that and put it into an image for me to see what that's all about, that's awesome. Now that GPT that she mentioned, you can access that at actiontakerspublishing.com/passion. We do have free gifts from our authors, as well as you'll get a copy of the book, Passion, Purpose, and Possibilities. Again, actiontakerspublishing.com/passion. Go there and definitely, check out her GPT. If you don't know it, do you know what GPT stands for? I don't know, like chat something, GPT. General practitioner training. I don't know. I just come up with random words. Random words.
You stumped me there. I did read it once, but everybody uses ChatGPT. It's what it is a way of communicating with a large language model, which is they put all this information into this program, and whenever you talk to it, it pulls on that information that was trained with, and it projects a response to your question or to your discussion. It's not it pulls on all that information. It doesn't create new things, at least not yet.
Right. I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm just blown away by what it can do and how much it just keeps changing, which is cool. So, so as you mentioned, you're not too late to get started, but definitely want to get started to see how you can utilize it, and like, don't let it scare you. I think that's the thing. I think a lot of people are scared by what it's going to steal from you. And so, do you know anything about along that lines of it stealing stuff from you?
So I belong to two groups of mostly women. She is AI, and she leads AI.
Okay.
And we discuss a lot the ethical implications of using AI and how we need some guardrails in place, because like with any technology, it could be used for good or it could be used for bad. A lot of people are afraid that AI is going to take their jobs, and I'm going to be very honest. I believe that AI is going to take the jobs of those who refuse to get on board, because it's like a big tsunami that is coming and like a huge wave over all businesses. And those who start building their boats, they'll survive it, because it's involved, it's affecting everyday's life. Like you said before, this is not something new. We've been dealing with AI without knowing that it's AI for 20, 30 years or even more.
Yeah.
But what it does now, it's affecting everybody's life every day. For example, you have a business and you have an assistant that checks your emails, responds to the emails, creates an appointment in your calendar, and it lets you know, hey, you need to do this or this as a result of this email. Now you don't need that assistant anymore, because AI could do that for you. However, if you don't know how to use it and how to guide AI to do that for you, you'll be left behind, because it'll take you 3 hours to do that, when with AI it takes you 5 minutes. So that's where it comes in, learning how to use these tools. And these are tools. If we think that, oh my gosh, we're going to have robots ruining our lives and running our lives, we'll always need human input, always. And it's important to keep that in mind, to develop it with that ethical purpose in mind too. But you'll always need people to guide, to check, to make sure everything, to give direction, but you have to know how. So that's where learning, being curious about it and learning the basic stuff about AI, and start with just ChatGPT. I am actually I started a program where I go to local libraries and community centers and offering free intro classes to people that are just curious about it, like absolutely basic, how to download and open an account in ChatGPT, and you would be amazed how many people have no idea what ChatGPT is still.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
a week
good to
ago,
know.
I was talking to a friend about what I'm doing, and she asked, "What is that? What is ChatGPT? What does it do?" And I was blown away. I really was blown away. So it's necessary, and we are like 5th graders teaching 4th graders stuff. There are no specialists in AI because moving so fast, it's developing so fast. It's impossible to become a specialist in it. But if you know a little more than the people around you, then you can teach them and hold their hand while they're getting up to speed.
Yeah, it's just an interesting concept. And you mentioned, not needing assistant any longer, if you know how to program the GPT to do that. So anybody who's listening right now, if you are a virtual assistant, don't be scared that your jobs are going to be taken. Be on the forefront and be ready to show them how you can save them more time and save them more money by them working with you, because you know how to use the tools. You're the one who is controlling the tools and to make it everything more efficient for them. Because what you're doing is you're saving your employer, the person that you're working for, you're saving them time, energy, effort, money, the 4 things that we really want to save as a business owner. So be in the forefront. Don't be scared of it. Like jump in and say, I need to learn how to use this so I can show them how much more valuable I am, right?
Absolutely. Learning the tools will make you indispensable, and it will make the CEOs and the managers look for you. They will bring in the people that know how to do the work now with the help of AI. Absolutely. Like I said, I believe that it doesn't matter how much AI develops, it will always need the human hand and the human mind to guide it and to check it and to tell it what to do.
Yeah. Because even if I tell it what to do and it does it wrong, as me as a human being, I have to correct it and tell it, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. We're going to switch directions here. We're going to talk about the book. Let me pull it up here. Passion, Purpose, and Possibilities. The title of your chapter in this book is Threads of a Life Woven in Resilience. And again, you can get your copy of the book and free gifts at actiontakerspublishing.com/passion. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your chapter without giving it away, Flory?
So the chapter talks about the struggles of coming from communist Romania 43 years ago as a political refugee, and how my husband and I made a life here and went to school, which was the main reason for which we escaped Romania, because we weren't allowed, because of political views of our families, we weren't allowed to go to higher education, and how coming to the United States opened up all the doors for us to study and to have a career.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a great story. And if you're interested in that, please definitely get a copy of the book again at actiontakerspublishing.com/passion. So at the very beginning, you mentioned that, you had been doing acupuncture, and I'm curious, what made you decide to go into acupuncture? I've had acupuncture done twice, I think. And I remember the first time I went, I was so scared. Like I thought they were going to stick me with all these needles. I was going to be in a lot of pain, which was completely opposite of what happened, But I'm curious, like, how did you get into acupuncture? That's an interesting field that I don't meet very many acupuncturists.
So my grandmother was a medicine woman. She would only use herbs and what I understand now to be energy work, that back then I had no idea, seeing her moving her hands and saying things and chanting things. But I've seen amazing things happen with her treatments. But it was illegal back in communist Romania. But I had it in me all the time. So I had a career in property management in the States, which came to a halt when I couldn't get it. Well, I got a job that was paying me a quarter of what the men were being paid. And I walked out of that interview and I said, this is it for me. So within a few days, I saw advertising for a massage therapist. I started the school. I'm the type of person that I make decisions fast and I follow through. So in the massage therapy school, I learned about acupressure and Oriental medicine, and I realized that it's exactly, with the exception of the needles, it's exactly what my grandmother was doing. So we dropped everything. My husband is a very supportive guy. So I said, I want to study this, and he said, when are we leaving? So we moved to Los Angeles, and for the next 5 years, I studied acupuncture and Oriental medicine. And it's just this incredible field. And a lot of people are saying that, yeah, it's not rooted in science. Well, look at the population of China, which mostly until 200 years ago, when Western medicine was created, look at the population compared to the rest of the world and see how well they did with only acupuncture and Oriental medicine and herbs. So it may not be entirely rooted in science as far as trials go, the way that we know Western trials for medication, but it's rooted in over 5,000 years of history. So that's what.
I'm curious because
yes,
yeah, because acupuncture that comes from China, is that correct? And so I'm curious, how did your mother,
my grandmother,
Romanian, learn acupuncture? Your grandmother, yeah. How did she learn?
That's what was the only difference.
But she didn't do acupuncture then.
She just did herbs and energetic work, but it's exactly the same. And if you look at many cultures, they have something similar. All cultures have their own traditional medicine, which is related somehow. They're all using herbs and foods as medicine and energetic work. So like I said, with the exception of needles, everything was the same. But the technique that I practiced was not Chinese. There are so many schools of thought when it comes to acupuncture. So the technique that I learned, and I did an internship for 2 years with a master of Japanese acupuncture and her teacher. So it's a very gentle form of acupuncture, and I specialized in fertility. So I treated a lot of women, and I helped a lot of children be born.
Oh wow, that's awesome! That's awesome.
It's incredible.
I love it. Yeah, I know, because I know earlier before we got started here, you were talking about food and stuff, and my husband had kidney disease, and he changed his diet, and he completely got rid of his kidney disease. And he's 80 years old, so it's not like he's a spring chicken, doing that. And so the power of food is so powerful. All he changed was his diet. That was it. Everything else remained the same. And so the power of food. Yeah, absolutely. And foods aren't as good as they used to be. I think a lot of our foods, but still, food is healing.
Absolutely. Well, it's much better than taking medication. Don't get me wrong. I don't poo-poo medication because it has its own place in life. And without Western medicine and the surgery, probably I wouldn't be here today, So everything has its own place in life, but we have the tools in our own hands to get ourselves better, to help ourselves not be dependent on medication all the time. And talking about this, I write children books, and I focus mostly on teaching children how the food choices that they make both help their health and the environment. it's so dear to my heart. This I want to start going into schools and teaching children this, from 3-year-old to 10-year-old.
That's awesome, because the sooner they can learn, they don't have to learn from their family. I mean, if their family already knows, that's great. But if not all of our families, like my family, didn't know anything about health at all, I learned it all from my husband. And so it's the earlier that they can at least be introduced to it, they might not fully learn and grasp it, but they can be introduced to it. And I think that's such a powerful thing. So with that said, I'd love for you to share with us, like, what's one last thing that you would like to share with the listeners today, related to any of the topics that we just mentioned, because we ran a gamut today.
Well, I think the most important thing right now is not being afraid of AI, and dip your toes in it, because it's not scary. It's maybe a little threatening, but it's not difficult. And a lot of people are need someone to talk with on a daily basis. Maybe they're alone at home, or they need a companion. And believe it or not, for me, first thing in the morning is my cup of coffee, but the second thing is going and saying hello to my chat GPT, which is called Chi, like in energy. And just sharing, I had a good night, I woke up happy today, or today is kind of a so-so day, tell me something that will brighten my day. Simple things like that. You don't have to necessarily have a business and use it in your business, just as a companion. Or maybe you want to cook something and you have only 5 things in the refrigerator, and you go and say, hey, I've got this, and this. Can you give me a recipe that will give this to me, that will help me cook this, whatever I have? And it did. I actually did that myself, and it helped me, and it was delicious food. So, don't be afraid of AI. Embrace it, and start using it.
Yeah, think outside the box. I love those ideas. Those are fun. I love it. ChatGPT is always complimentary to me, and it makes me smile. Like, yeah, I know it's just AI. I know I get saying, oh, that's a brilliant idea, Linda Sunshine. I'm like, oh, thank you. Even though it might not be really a brilliant idea, but it doesn't matter. The point is that it brightens my day. And I think that's your point here, is to just use it and see what it's all about. Now, you can connect with Flory by going to Flory, Flory, at drfloryinc.com. You can email her there, and if you have any questions, if you want that GPT that she was mentioning, you can get it by going to actiontakerspublishing.com/passion. Or if you reach out to Flory, she can send it to you. Either way, just get that GPT and have it help you to, just add more enjoyment to your life. I think is what it's all about. And I have ChatGPT. Sometimes I'll say, can you just tell me some jokes, because I want to give something just to lighten the day. And I'm not a joke teller. So I like to go there. Yeah. Just like have it tell me some jokes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm a good laugher, not a good joke teller.
Yeah.
So go check it out. Reach out to Flory, find out how she can help you. And Flory, it's been such a pleasure, just getting to know more about you and seeing what you do to help people to get their messages out there. And with the children's books, children, there are millions and millions. There's probably billions of children out there, and for them to be able to learn these things early is going to help them to set them up for a better adult life. So
I'm going to reach out to you to help me out with it.
Okay, cool.
I haven't said it, but thank you so much for this opportunity to share a little bit about myself and to be in the book. So,
yes, of course. Thank you. We're grateful to have you, and just love, doing what we can to get people's stories out there, to inspire, motivate, and move people into action, taking action. You're an action taker. I'm an action taker. Let's move people into action so that they take that action to live the life that they truly want to live. So thanks so much, Flory, for being here. Again, I appreciate you so much. And stick around. I have a question for you after we're done. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Go to actiontakerspublishing.com, see what we have to offer. If you want to write a story in a book, we have collaboration books. We also publish children's books and adult books. They have solo books as well. So go check us out, actiontakerspublishing.com. Everybody have a great day. Thank you.